So this is the Lee Spagnum Moss Pole, and it's quite a bit different from the other ones. Let me take the wrapper off. Okay, so this pole has a steel frame and nylon mesh in the center, and the mesh is packed with long fiber sphagnum moss. Now, I've used long fiber sphagnum moss on my orchids, and I can tell you it holds water really well. In fact, it'll hold 20 times its weight in water, which means this pole is going to be easy to moisten and easy to keep wet. This pole has been around since 1932, so it's a keeper. I don't think anything else on Amazon has been around that long, so it's a good product. One of the things I like about it is these two wire ends. That makes it much easier to insert in a plant. Most of the other ones have either a large wooden stake or a PVC pipe in the bottom, and it's harder to set them in the middle of a plant. You normally have to set them on the edge of the pot. They include these staples to attach your vine to the pole. Of all the ones I've tested, I think this is going to be the best. Not only does it have easier insertion, but I know that the medium in here will hold water. A lot of the poles that are being sold as moss poles aren't moss at all. They're actually Coco Coir, and they're not even Coco Coir at all. They're actually Coco matting, which is very, very hard to get wet. I've used it for microgreens, and I've soaked it overnight, and it was still not saturated. So if you get a moss pole that's made from cocoa, you're going to have to spend a lot of time misting it, whereas this one here, it'll stay wet. You know, you can wet it before you insert it, and then all you need to do is give it a light misting every now and then. So this is being, the one I have here is supposed to be a 30-incher. It actually measures 23. All of these moss poles, they count the extension as part of the length, so the actual pole part is less, and they call these totem poles. They call them moss sticks, moss poles for Monstera. These are really good. I think of the others that I've tested, this one is probably going to be the top one. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to soak it, and then I'm going to insert it in a plant. So this is an Enjoy Pothos. I did have a different moss pole in here, but I took it out because I want to use this one. Just set it right in the middle, and you do minimal damage to the roots, and you can get an extension for these, and I'm pretty sure it'll be pretty snug because you'll have those long spikes going down. This is my Enjoy Pothos with the Lee Spagnum Moss Pole inserted, and I'm pretty happy with this. So if you're looking for a really good moss pole, I would recommend checking this out. It comes in different lengths. I bought a 30-incher, but you can get them in 12, 18, and 24 and 30-inch extensions, so you can raise it up as your plant grows. This one should be good for a while. It's starting to grow aerial roots, so it's ready to climb, and it looks pretty good. Okay, listen, if you want a good moss pole, you want a pole that's really made for moss, because the Coco Coir poles just it's really hard to get them wet, and the idea is to keep them moist so the roots can grow into them and they can grow into the media. So check out the Lee Moss Pole on Amazon. I think you'll be happy with it. So this is a great pole. Give it a try. So this is a Supro Moss Pole, and it's actually filled with real moss. It's got nylon mesh, and then it's filled with moss. It wets pretty good. It has a pipe coming out the bottom where you stick it into the soil. It actually came with two 22-inch poles. However, like I said before, they measure the entire length. So actually, you're actually getting a 32-inch pole using both extensions. And that's okay. This one, I like. It works pretty well. It looks attractive. And the only thing about it that I did not like is that the extensions don't fit in really tight. I mean, they go in, but they're a little bit loose, and so that's the only thing about this one. If you're looking for a good pole, this will work. All right. So this is a section of a moss pole from Organo, Republic. It says it's a moss pole, but actually it's Coco Coir. As you can see, has a pretty heavy duty wood stick on the bottom to stick it in the pot. It fits together really well. It's a very sturdy plant support, and it comes with this and I think it's rubber, or maybe it's silicone. Anyway, the cap has 4 holes in it to pour water down, and there's a cap that goes into the center of this, because the core is wrapped around a piece of PVC pipe. It fits together very tightly. The problem with it is when you try to water it from the top, most of the water just runs down the sides of this Coco here. It's not really Coco Coir, it's a Coco mat, and it's like what they use for doormats and stuff. So it's not very absorbent. So it's a good stout pole, but you'll probably spend a lot of time misting it to keep it moist. Other than that, it's a good deal. They give you a generous amount of stuff to tie up plants with. They give you plant labels, they give you twist ties, they give you zip ties, they give you some Teflon tape. So it's a pretty complete kit. The only thing, like I said, is it's not very easy to water from the top. I suppose you can do it if you don't mind all the water running down the sides. Eventually you'd probably get it wet. But of all the 3 that I tested, unfortunately this is my least favorite one, just based on how easy it is to water. So keep that in mind. But it is a good pole, and it is sturdy, and it will work well for you.